Здравствуйте, друзья! С вами снова Билли Бонс, и мы продолжаем расследование, как выяснилось, достаточно несложного дела. Э, Если вы не смотрели предыдущую серию, посмотрите обязательно. Холмс нашел, и мы нашли все улики. Ну, не улики, мы пришли к выводу, что моряк, с которым знакома леди, причастен к этому делу. Но, к сожалению, у нас нету э, подтверждений всему этому. Давайте посмотрим. Вот у нас тут какие-то письма. Так, это по предыдущему делу. Убийство в римских банях. И давайте посмотрим, что у нас. Показания, капитан. Капитан убийца. А если нет, тогда у нас противоречие. Так, давайте посмотрим, какие у нас есть противоречия. Тогда у нас домашнее насилие. По сути, у нас два выбора. А давайте мы сейчас отправимся в Эбби Грейндж и посмотрим внимательнее на кочергу. Если на кочерге есть следы, когда это сделал моряк. Если следов нет, тогда, к сожалению, виновна леди. Ну, смотрите, кочерга чистая, в принципе. Ближе ее, конечно, рассмотреть не получится, но... А вот каминная решетка вся в крови.
It is covered in blood, so Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Ну что ж, друзья, наверное, 3 бокала. Давайте еще раз подумаем. 3 бокала. Так. Рэндаллы виновны. Ух ты, смотрите, сколько у нас вариантов. Морской след. Вот я не знаю, как в данном случае поступить. Давайте мы... Да, давайте подтвердим моральный выбор.
Well, Inspector, this case proved to be a simple one after all.
You think it's the Randall gang, then?
Yes,
I'll put my men on it straight away.
I'll leave that to you, Inspector. After all, you have handled this matter quite brilliantly.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Holmes. I do appreciate it.
Давайте примем эту версию. Или... Нет, мне интересно посмотреть другие варианты. Просто интересно. Вернуться мы всегда успеем к этому варианту. А пока... Два человека пили вино. Только имитация. Фальсифицировано. Домашнее насилие.
Ladies, I know the full story. You are both guilty, are you not?
Mr. Holmes, I can explain everything.
No, madam, he's bluffing.
It is no use. Your husband was a violent man, a cruel man. Your argument last night ended tragically, with him stumbling and falling, fatally striking his head upon the fireplace grate. However, your mise en scène to divert suspicion was unnecessary. You should have admitted the truth.
The truth is often subjective, Mr. Holmes.
Not to me.
What will you tell Inspector Lestrade?
He will find nothing, as he handed the case over to me. Farewell, ladies. Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Так. Давайте все-таки, наверное, на этой версии остановимся. Я думаю, она более логична. Есть еще третья версия. Давайте еще третью версию посмотрим. Последнюю. И потом уже остановимся на одной из них. Но учитывая, что я все время шел именно к этой версии. Ну и арестуем. Давайте попробуем. Посмотрим, что из этого получится.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow. And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear, and it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Пытался покончить с собой.
You should have let me die. How can I live if Mary suffers?
I am sorry, Captain Crocker, but there has been quite enough death in this case. Inspector, I give you Sir Eustace's killer. He tried his best to perform his own justice.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yes, it was me. I confess.
Here is a piece of evidence that can be used in court.
Perfect. A case that went smoothly for once.
Так. А теперь давайте просмотрим. Вот эта версия, учитывая шнур, является, наверное, самой очевидной. Давайте только сделаем немножечко другой моральный выбор. И посмотрим, что будет. Блин, ребят, я, честно говоря, даже не ожидал, что столько вариантов развития событий здесь будет. Вроде дело такое простенькое на самом деле. Но просмотрев все варианты, я прихожу к выводу именно про убийцу капитана.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker?
Right away.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
It is over.
What?
And because you
Это мы
are the
уже всё
only one who
смотрели.
knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved... I was due to set sail for 6... Oh, I regret nothing. I admit...
Lady Brackenstall...
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her...
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything... Now it is time to end this.
Так, что здесь будет? Не успел.
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night. Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Давайте остановимся на этом варианте. Примем эту версию. Посмотрим. Да, смотрите. Мы, в принципе, подтвердили все. То есть другие люди точно так же решили. Драма в Kew Gardens. Это следующее наше дело.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Так, отправляемся в Kew Gardens и смотрим, что же там на самом деле случилось. Ватсон нас удивляет. Это прям долго загружается.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Видимо, какие-то очень интересные растения пропали.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're
Опачки.
very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand. The plants were here.
Do not touch.
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
Так, у нас есть список украденных растений.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground. The traces are thinner in some places. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here. The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed. The esconsson was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection room.
Very strange. Half of the Colonial Collection is absent. The smell is strong. It is a detergent. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Так, что мы не замечаем? Должно быть что-то еще.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Но я не вижу вроде ничего дополнительного. Вот здесь он у нас просит включить зрение. Это мы упустили. Так, давайте изучим. Судьба черного Питера. Так, гарпун, которым убили Питера. Серебряная вилка. Письма. Так, осмотрите место, где Монтегю встретил свою смерть. Так, ну мы вроде осмотрели. И еще. Требуется.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
Да, Британская империя была огромной. Вот он просит включить. А что еще?
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
Это мы осмотрели, это осмотрели. Переосмотрели. Сломанную ручку осмотрели, следы, осколки. А, вот, видимо...
Soil. It should have come from a flower pot.
Что-то еще должно быть. Земля. Так. Вот так, наверное, надо было
Fragments
сделать.
of a flower pot. It fell down here.
А, вот он, разбитый горшок.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
Угу. Так, что ж, друзья мои, давайте, наверное, на сегодня на этом закончим. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайки, оставляйте комментарии. А на сегодня я с вами прощаюсь. Всем пока.